Hello everybody, I'm Ronnie with Whip and Chain. I work with Maggie to bring you these beautiful crochet tutorials. Look at this, an adorable Christmas light keychain. It's going to be so much fun to make this with you. So let's rock and roll into this, and it only takes a few minutes and really a little bit of yarn, not a whole lot. Let's rock. All right, we're going to dive into making this. So a couple things you will need. You will need stitch marker, 4mm crochet hook, pair of scissors, some darning needles, a few safety pins, not safety pins, like little straight pins, yarn. You can use acrylic or cotton, but just make sure it's 4-ply. And you will also need a little bit of fiber fill. All right, so here we go. I'm just using stash yarn, nothing special. But we're going to start with a magic ring. And if you struggle at the magic rings, you're more than welcome to do a chain 3 and slip stitch to the first stitch. Okay, in your magic ring, you want to put in 6 single crochets. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Right? 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, that's round 1, 6 single crochets. Round 2 will be 1 single crochet and an increase. So we're going to do 1 single crochet. Next stitch, do 2 in the same stitch. That is an increase. And I'm going to mark my first stitch so I don't get lost. Okay, next stitch will be 1 single crochet in that stitch. Next stitch will be 2 single crochets in that stitch, which is considered an increase. Next stitch, 1 single crochet, and your last stitch should be an increase, which is 2 single crochets. All right, you should have 9 stitches. So the next round, you're just matching stitch for stitch, no increase, no decrease. So you're putting 1 single crochet in each stitch. So that means your count will stay at 9. Six, 7, 8, and 9. Now I'm comfortable tightening my magic ring really tight. When I do it too soon, I struggle at finding my stitches. In the comments below, why don't you tell me how you work your magic rings when you tighten them? I would love to hear that. All right. So the next round will be 2 single crochets and an increase. So this is 1 and 2. And then an increase. And again, 1 and 2, and increase. All right, one more time, 1 single crochet, 1 single crochet, and an increase. You should have 12 stitches now. So the next round, again, is just putting 1 single crochet in every stitch. So you're going to stay at 12 stitches. So why don't you do that 1 single crochet in each stitch going around. Okay. Now your next row will be 3 single crochets and an increase. So it's 1, 2, and 3. And an increase. Again, 1 single crochet, 1 single crochet, and 1 single crochet, and increase. An increase is 2 single crochets in the same stitch. Again, it's 1, 1, and 1 single crochet, and then an increase. Should be at 15 stitches, guys. Now your tail. So you don't have to really do anything. You can just stuff it in the center so it doesn't get in your way. There we go. So then the next round will be 4 single crochets and increase. So you do, I'm going to do 1 and then I'll let you go. It'll be 1, 2, 3, and 4. And then put 2 in. All right, so do that all the way around. You should have 18 stitches. So the next round, you're going to just match stitch for stitch. So you're going to stay at 18. So just do 1 round of putting 1 single crochet in every stitch going around. All right. So the next round will be 5 single crochets and an increase. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and increase. So after you do this 5 single crochets and increase, then the next round will be 6 single crochets and increase, and I'll meet you at the end of that second round. All right, you should be up to 24 stitches. Okay, so now I want you to do 2 rounds of just doing 1 single crochet in each stitch, no decreasing, no increasing. So 2 rounds of matching stitch for stitch. Okay, look how nice it's looking, guys. So now we're going to do a decrease row. So I want you to put in 1 single crochet in the next stitch, 1 single crochet in the next stitch. And then we're going to do an invisible decrease. An invisible decrease is just taking your hook, going through the front loop of the next stitch, then wrap it around the next front loop of the next stitch. So it's 2 stitches, but front loop only. Wrap your hook, go through both, wrap, and complete your single crochet. Then you do 1 single crochet in the next stitch, 1 single crochet in the next stitch. Then you do another invisible decrease. Again, it's the front loop only of the next stitch, front loop only of the next stitch, wrap and go through and complete. So that's all this round is 2 single crochets and your invisible decrease. The invisible decrease is so beautiful. You can't tell that you're going down. Okay. All right. So you should be down to 18 stitches. So now I would stuff. But before you stuff, take the end of your crochet hook and push down. You want the bottom of your bulb to be a little, you want that little bit of a point. And when you stuff, do not overstuff. And do a little bit at a time. And get down, and there's tiny little crevices at the bottom. So now the next row will be 1 single crochet and a decrease. So 1 single crochet, and I'm going to mark that right away. One single crochet and a decrease. Okay, again, 1 single crochet and a decrease. So do that all the way around, and I'll meet you at the end. Okay, you should be down to 12 stitches. Don't top this off because you want this top to be a little flat, okay? So now we can basically lose our stitch marker, and I want you to do just six decreases. So let's do it. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. cut a little tail, pull through, and then you weave between the stitches. Pull. See how that flattens? And then you need to lose your yarn, which is just pulling it through in different directions. You do that a few times. Cut your yarn. It's a cute light bulb. Now, whatever color, green, gray, whatever color you want your top piece to be. I'm going to stick with green. So, another magic ring. And do the chain if you're, like you did on the bulb, if you're not comfortable with the magic ring. So, in your magic ring, you're going to just put in 5 single crochets. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. All right, round 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Just put in 2 single crochets in every stitch to get your count to 10. So increase in every stitch to 10, and I'll meet you around. Okay, you should have 10 stitches. And I tried to pull my center strip tight. So the next round is 1 single crochet and then an increase in the next stitch. So 1 single crochet and an increase all the way around. That will take you to 15 stitches. And I'll meet you around. Okay, so you're at 15 stitches. So now the next 2 rows is putting 1 single crochet in the back loop only. So you have a full stitch here of loop that's close to you with the chain, and the other half of the chain that's away from you, we're going to be working in the ones away from you. So put in 1 single crochet in the back loop only, just like that, and do that for 2 rounds. Okay, so your stitch count is staying at 15, but 2 rounds of back loop only. Okay, so now leave a little bit of a tail because we need that for sewing. Pull your yarn through. And put on your darning needle. So you don't skip a stitch. Go into your next stitch, the full stitch with your darning needle, and run it through. There we go. And going into your last stitch that you did, your very last stitch, and you go through the center of it. And you hit an extra stitch in the back and pull through. Okay. So now your tail, you can take your tail and stuff it right in there. And just add just a touch a little filling just to help it keep its shape. Don't overstuff it. You will regret it when you're sewing it on. Just enough to fill it in. Okay. So you bring your bulb back. And you know how it's flat? Put on your top. And pick which round you want to stitch it to. So on one, that's first round, second round, third round. Yeah, I'm going to be working in the third round from the bulb. Actually, fourth round. And you want to take your pins and mark it, because if you don't, when you're sewing it on, there's a good chance, not saying it will, but there's a really good chance it could get wonky and could get crooked. And you don't want to do that. By pinning it on, it allows you to see that your project is lined up the way you want it to be. This extra step can save you a lot of heartache. So make sure it's even. And use as many pins as you want. There's no rule to this. Okay? All right. So now you take your darning needle and you go into the crochet stitch row that you want, and you're going to go into each stitch. You're going to start under where you weaved in. Okay? So you're going to just go around the stitch, around the full single crochet in the bulb, and then you're going to come up through the full bottom stitch of the green or whatever color you used. Just like that. Stuffing coming out, but that's no big deal. So then you're going to go around the next stitch. And then come up in the top part of the bulb. So you're going through the regular bulb first, stitch, then you come up through the top part, the wire part of whatever you want to call it, of this bulb. So you're just going to keep doing that. Oh, my dog's sleeping behind me if you hear her snoring. Take your time. This is the final part of this. Okay. Here, she's so cute. So do that all the way around, and I'll meet you back. Okay, see what the pins do? It keeps you straight. All right, so when you're done your last stitch, just come on up, and if you want to just lose the yarn, or you can attach however your hook is for your keychain. These are very old keychains that I have. I really need to invest in new ones, but not right now. Like, I don't think. We're trying to work on so many projects right now. So when you're comfortable with it, smush it down like a light bulb should. And there she is, guys. Look how adorable. Get everything else out of the way. Look at them. Light bulb keychains. Absolutely. They're adorable. Absolutely adorable. And the kids will love them. I'm Ronnie with Whip and Chain. I work with Maggie to bring you these beautiful crochet tutorials. Until next time, here at Whip and Chain, it's always a work in progress. Thank you for joining us. It rolled. Look at that. It's rolling.